Tyler Loop is out and about ready to send this one away. And Monday Night Primetime is underway. Khalif Raymond to return it. And this drive will start inside the 25. So the Lions take the field for their first drive. Leading them out, got his first MVP votes after a career-best season last year. Now reached a decade in this league. It's Jared Goff.
Kate, there are other flashier quarterbacks that make more highlight reel plays than Jared Goff. There certainly are bigger and stronger athletes playing the position today, but Jared's just a throwback, a guy that understands the timing and the precision. I love that he knows what he is and what he isn't when it comes to his skills, and it's why he's been able to flourish in multiple places and why he continues to sustain a lot of success in this league.
3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7. They go play action with Goff. Looking right, and he finds him. And he's out of bounds. Defenders get there to drive him out right near that 40-yard line. They pick up 14 yards on that one, and the Lions have a first down.
Kid, I can promise you that's one of those play-action plays they've repped over the week during practice that both quarterback and tight end went to bed last night thinking, man, I hope this one's called. And when it is, I hope you have just a little space to operate. That play-action works beautifully, and the tight end, the beneficiary.
And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Kid, if you've heard me say it once, you've heard me say it 100 times. Completions, completions, completions. Well, that wasn't a pass. It was a scramble. But it nets the same thing, keeping this offense on schedule.
5 still to go here. This is 2nd down. They'll toss it to Gibbs. Ooh, they're on that one. 2nd down's going to end up in a loss of yards.
What was supposed to move the chains or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead, we did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. To the air on 3rd and long. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up. And, partner, I think we just got to look at what's going to be one of their biggest challenges in this one, operating quick enough to neutralize that pass rush.
That's right, and I know it's very, very early, obviously the opening drive, but hits like that compound. That's why defenses stress it each and every week to get after the quarterback, because hits like that can have an effect throughout.
And as this hits and heads out, we wait for the mark, but it should be right on the 20. So here now are the Ravens on offense to begin their first drive. And they're brought out by someone who is the modern example of an elite running quarterback, the multiple-time MVP, Lamar Jackson.
Kate, he just continued showing he can run anywhere and anytime he wants, including to nearly a 3rd MVP award. I love the 4,000-yard passing season, and sure, 45 total touchdowns now. Now it's just getting back to that elusive Super Bowl for the Ravens.
Jackson looking to throw right away. His pass is complete. That's Zay Flowers. And he's going to have this up near the 40, just a little bit short of it. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
The numbers are pretty clear, Kate. You get explosive plays. Those explosive plays on drives lead to points. You can't ask for a better start offensively.
From the 39 now after that explosive start to this drive. One of the tight ends in motion left. 1st and 10. He keeps it on the option. That one stopped right at the line for no gain. This is going to be 2nd down.
It may not show up as much on the old stat sheet, just a short little QB run, but what that does, Kate, is so important. Keeps that defense honest, and in particular, those defensive linemen, those cleats in the ground, they're not just coming after you in the pocket. Now they've got to think about you as a runner as well.
Lamar off to play fake. Taken off with it again. And the stop is made as he drives this to the opposing 43. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
As his man, it's DeAndre Hopkins. And there's the stop after he drives this down to the 13. It's a 30-yard gain, Brock, so unsurprisingly, that gives him a first down.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly, you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground. And he's not going to manage to get back to the line even. Tackled for a loss. We've got 2nd and 11. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL. But it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock him behind the sticks. Job well done there.
Lamar now from the gun. Bails out of the pocket quick. Now he takes it. And he's stopped as we get closer to our first point to this ball game. It's going to be 1st and goal now.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Might be able to start their game with a score here, Brock. This is 1st and goal. Henry has the Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens have a great first drive and get the game's first points. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. Well, this coaching staff has got to be a happy partner. A calm and calculated opening drive. Really impressed with the score, how they controlled the football, and they played at their own pace.
Yeah, it's one of those drives that just pays dividends. I know it's the opening drive, but you're just taking some of the starch out of that defense and putting some doubt in their mind. Like, man, they just methodically shoved it right down our throat.
That is Tyler Luke, now on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Ravens will jump out to a 7-0 lead.
Ravens 7, Lions nothing.
All set up. Here's Luke to kick it away. Here comes Williams on the return. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. Detroit getting its offense set for their second drive. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. First call here coming from the shotgun. He'll start on the ground with Gibbs. Powering his way forward a bit. Give him about 6 there to begin this drive.
Cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity in the playbook, whatever you want to do. But as for me, I like to reward that runner. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
Run picks up 6, so that means it's 2nd and 4. From the gun, Goff. Connects on one to Jameson Williams. And he is stopped as he reaches that 46-yard line. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that is good for a Detroit first down.
First down. A gain of 14. First down, Lions.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
1st and 10 now from the 46. Raymond in motion left. To the air on first down. Here's Goff. Has him on the quick hitter. And they make the tackle at the 38. They get 16 yards on that play. And the Lions have a first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
New set of downs for him. They'll start at the 38. Goff off the play action. Finds him on the crossing route. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
Goff tosses it quickly out wide. And he's going to work it to the 20. Nate Wiggins getting up to end that play.
That's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Second down now, 7 to go. This one to Williams out left side. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Seventh play of the drive. Offense facing 3rd and 3. Throwing again. Here's Goff. That's caught for the first. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions reach pay dirt for the first time this game. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. And he sure did.
Now it's Jake Bates for the extra point. The point after splits the upright. And the Lions tie this game 7-7. Now after tying this game up, they're all set to center away. Here's Tylan Wallace on the return. This makes it up to the 25. Now we'll get set to see the Baltimore offense for the second time. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. Baltimore offense to the line now. 1st and 10. This one's sent up for Lamar. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Lee McNeil in on the tackle.
2 yards.
That's the kind of yardage that's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now second down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. From the gun, Jackson. Throwing the out route, complete. And he's out of bounds. Defenders get there to drive him out right near that 40-yard line. They pick up 14 yards on that one, and that's going to be a Baltimore first.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
He's going to get this one into enemy territory to the 47. It's a gain of 12 on that one, and that's good for a Ravens first down.
Danger, Kate. Danger, I say. You get this guy in the open field, and he is dangerous to take it to the house.
Going to the ground again on first. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. He's stepping up and takes off with this one. And this is going to get him into the red zone. He's at the 18-yard line. So a 27-yard pickup on that play. And that's going to be a Baltimore first.
Another Baltimore first down. 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Man, I don't ever want to be a defensive coordinator. They do so many things right to take away the pass, and then what happens? Well, you get a quarterback that lowers his head, gashes the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game. You take away the pass, but you can't stop the QB run.
From the pistol, Henry dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just sometimes you got to run into darkness. Just go where there is no lane and hope that something opens along the way. That linebacker said, not this time.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. Running once more with Henry. It'll be a quality gain on the run, and that also brings us to the end of this quarter. We're through one on Monday Night Primetime. Both teams neck and neck so far. Back to the bank in just a moment. Nice drive here. It's up to 8 plays as they get set for 3rd and 6. 3rd and long. They're going to throw. It's complete. Play made by Bateman. And he is well clear of that marker. That effort's going to set them up with a 1st and goal.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Pistol snap to Jackson. Caught by his fullback behind the line. So some defensive initiative in that goal to go, Brock. They take him down behind the line. 2nd and goal coming up.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on 1st down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
Shotgun snap to Jackson. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off by DJ Reed. Well, they were thinking at least a field goal on the drive if they couldn't reach the end zone, right? But the interception keeps them from even getting 3 out of this possession.
You really hope at the end of this game you don't look back and go, shoulda, woulda, coulda. If we could have gotten some points out of that drive early, we wouldn't be in the situation we are in now.
The Lions and Jared Goff set to take over on offense once again. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. The Detroit offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. Off play action, Goff. That'll be incomplete to start the new set of downs.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
After the incompletion, they come up on 2nd and 10. Throwing is gone. Screen here for Gibbs. Decent gain here, but short of the 1st.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
3rd and just 2 to go. Here he is on 3rd and short. Pass is brought in by Laporta. And he's going to be brought down after getting this up to the 22.
It's a gain of
8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. A tight end that moves the chains on third down, that's a QB's best friend.
They'll come up on 1st and 10. Tight end going in motion here. Goff on 1st and 10. He beams one deep right side. That's complete inside the 35. There it is. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. It's a Sam Laporta touchdown. And that right there, Brock, is a touchdown I think our fellow broadcaster Greg Olsen would be proud of. A big strike to the tight end that I don't think a lot of receivers could have pulled off and make it look as easy.
You know, a lot of times you're splitting hairs talking about the differences between tight ends and receivers at this level because a lot of those guys, they work the same route tree and they move with the football, well, just like their receiver teammates. And they can score some lengthy touchdowns too, just like he showed off.
Bates now for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Lions break that tie and now lead by 7.
Ravens 7.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Wallace with a return here. A decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30. Baltimore running its offense out now. They've stalled out since that first touchdown, Brock, while their opponents have done the opposite. They've heated up, and their original 7-point lead, now a deficit of 7. Ravens to the line now. 1st and 10. Now bring the tight end in motion. 1st and 10. Here's Jackson. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down.
That right there, Kate, that's taking the hard lessons from the previous drive and putting it into practice right here. You don't see a throw you like, it's too tight a window, don't risk yet another interception.
Ball still on that 29-yard line as they come up to it. 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Lamar. He'll set up the screen for Henry. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
Quick pass, right side, complete. And he's out of bounds just past, looks like the 40-yard line. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the 1st down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
1st down from the 42. Lamar throwing again. Short pass brought in. And he's going to be persuaded out of bounds right at that 40-yard line. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
From the 40-yard line now, this is 1st and 10. Lamar out of the pistol. To the left side, caught by Andrews. And he's going to be hit, sent out after about a gain of 1, maybe 2 yards there.
There's no question, Kate, that the big plays down the seam or big tight ends a fan favorite, but it's those type of catches right there. The short yardage, it gets good coverage, contested catches that really make tight ends a locker room favorite. Lamar
off the play fake. defenders there, and he forces the incompletion. Good play to bring about this third down.
You know, I say this all the time. You get down there to the red zone, and things happen so fast. Those windows close in a hurry. The quarterback's fortunate that was one hand and not two hands that got on the football.
Play number 7 on this drive, and they need 7 here on third down. Jackson's going to throw again. Flushed out of the pocket. And they're going to be set up at the 11 after that play. A gain of 26 yards there. And that's going to be a Baltimore first.
That's another Baltimore first down. First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
Obviously, a defense wants to take away all the reads and prevent any kind of big throw for the first down. Fine. Well, this QB, he'll just lower his head and gash the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game.
I'm drawn up here for Lamar. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
I can promise you, that's not what it looked like on the practice field nor on the whiteboard. Typically, QB run is going to net you a whole lot more yardage than that. But let's give some credit. Strong effort by that defensive front who contained a play that typically goes for a whole lot more.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Here's Lamar. And no one had a shot at that. It's out of the back of the end zone, incomplete.
That was a situation where he got the time in the pocket he needed. There just wasn't anyone open to throw it to. It got to the point he had 2 choices as that clock is going off in his head. Force a throw and risk a pick, or just get rid of it and cut your losses on the play.
Jackson now on third. Dumped off to his running back. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play.
It's plays like that, Kate, right, wrong, where I sit and judge a defense. I judge the awareness. I judge how well that coordinator's got him equipped to see what's going on the field, and not just see it, but attack it. And they devoured that screen game on third down.
Ravens field goal. A 25-yard attempt.
Oops, knocks it through. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team is out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Here comes Williams on the return. He's stopped on the run back at the 27. Now the Lions offense gets ready to return to the field. They really have the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. All right, Lions just about ready. 1st and 10. Drive begins with Gibbs. And it looks like they'll give him about 2 on the opening play of this drive.
This offense is now left with some ground to make up a little bit here on 2nd down after that drive starts with a very minimal gain.
2nd and 8 at the 29-yard line.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Again, it's Gibbs. He's unable to get away from that tackle. Good work by the defense. Nothing gained on 2nd down.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
The Ravens bringing out an extra defensive back on this 3rd down play. Throw here, 3rd down. Finds him over the middle. And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he could reach that 40. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
It's a gain of 10.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. So the offense trying to flex a little creativity on that first down, and the defense, well, they flex right back. No gain. Second down coming up.
Well, that's what an offensive player never wants to see, a defender just waiting for him on the edge. At that point, the play's dead, and good effort on his part to at least get back to the line of scrimmage.
Play clock ran all the way down there, and this is going to cost the offense.
Delay of game, offense.
Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty.
Still second down.
So that delay backs him up 5. Now 2nd and 15 to go. Shotgun snap here to Goff. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to go out with a pickup of 3, so chipping away a few here ahead of this third down.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Goff on 3rd. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
That's good for a Lions first down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
On 1st down, it's Gibbs. Running there full steam ahead, but he ran out of steam pretty quickly. No gain on that one.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, Goff. Completed over the middle. And he works it down to the enemy 44-yard line. Roquan Smith, again an All-Pro last season, there for the tackle.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush your passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
3rd and long for him here. That's complete to St. Brown outright. And he's brought down beyond the marker. So a first down for them as we've hit the 2-minute warning.
9 yards.
That's a pickup of 9. And that is good for Detroit first down.
First down. A gain of 9 yards.
Off the gut they go with Gibbs. He has room past the 25. And he's going to take this down to the 11-yard line. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
I love these inside runs. Don't get away from them. You never know. You think it's going to be a short little gain, and then boom, you get the right blocking, a possessed running back, and you get some serious yards on the table.
Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. And they are quite frustrated having to call that after giving up the first. And keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10. Goff to the air now. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down.
Once that quarterback broke the pocket, kind of turns into like a zone read option a little bit, Kate. You got a couple choices. Keep it yourself or try to force the throw. There was nowhere to go. He really should have used his legs.
No luck on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. Handoff to Gibbs from the gun. And this will only complicate matters for 3rd down, partner. They're sent backwards. The line between safeties and linebackers gets real blurred on plays like that, Brock. He handled that one just like a Mike would have.
Yeah, if injuries were to ever crop up, Kate, I bet he could handle the linebacker spot for them as well. Just tremendous diagnosis in that run support.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. Brought in. And he's in for the Detroit touchdown. The Lions grow their lead just before halftime. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Bates now for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Lions drive their lead to 11.
Ravens 10.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. LeJohntay Wester to return it. And this will give him some decent field position here, partner. And this gets out to the 30. The Ravens and Lamar Jackson are ready to go again on offense. And this game has really been a great audition for him, Brock, to show off how well he can do as a runner. I think we could argue that his work there has actually been his early calling card in this one so far. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Bateman hauls it in. And he's halted after about a 6-yard pickup. Stop made at the 36. Now we're going to have a timeout taken by Baltimore. It's second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Connecting on the slant. Timeout taken by the Ravens. That is their final one. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
First and 10 from the 43. Lamar now from the gun. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Offense to line. This is 2nd and 4. And again, it's Jackson. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up 3rd down.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Looking to throw. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. So a 2-score game here at the break. Some work to be done as we get ready for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Scott Hanson. Scott?
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the downtown Orlando studios. Scott Hanson and crew with you for a short and sweet halftime, as this game's had a little bit of everything to it. We'll find out which side can establish some tempo in the 3rd quarter as we're ready to kick off the 2nd half. Back out to our commentary team, Kate Scott and Brock Hewer.
As always, big thanks to our guy Scott Hanson and everyone down in Orlando. We're back looking at a 2-score game here, Brock, as our 3rd quarter gets underway. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Here's Wester on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Raven offense headed out for this first series of the second half. That passing game they went to in the first half, it's going to need to be fiery to start this second half too as they chase this lead. Baltimore offense to the line now. 1st and 10. Slot man motioned over. Play action. Here's Jackson. To the left and reeled in by Hopkins. Fourth pickup to their own 31. Alex Anzalone there on the stop.
Kid, I was on the field, the young high school quarterback, just last week, and I told him one of the greatest attributes a quarterback can have is courage. And it takes courage to sit in that pocket that long, let a play develop, and let that receiver work all the way from one side of the field to the other, and give him a chance to make a play.
This is close, but I think they stopped him short, partner. Yep, the spot's at the 37. It's going to be 3rd down.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss, some really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
Here we go, goal line formation coming out on 3rd and inches. And this defense is going to win this rep. They hold strong there in the middle, get him down right at the line. 4th down coming up.
Come on, Kate. Put me in. One play, one time. I may have retired back in 04, but I could pick up a couple inches on that sneak. Astounding that call did not turn into a 1st down. Come on, boys.
The Ravens going to punt this away, and here's Jordan Stout to handle that boot. Secures this at the 17. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. The Lions and wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown getting set for their next drive. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this 3rd quarter. The Detroit offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. They send the tight end in motion. To the air on 1st down. Here's Goff. Blitz is there, and he goes down. And after one play, this drive might already be in trouble. That's going to push him back for 2nd down.
Wow, it has been such a good day offensively for the guys up front. That's actually the first sack by this defense. And now comes the real question mark. Will it lead to more, or will this offense learn a lesson and get back to the rhythm they've been in protecting?
Second down and 19 yards to go after that sack. Gibbs now from the gun. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith.
It's a gain of 2 yards, and it's 3rd down.
Let's see what they went with on 3rd down. Another one for Gibbs. Play not developing as they had hoped. That's a loss of yardage, Brock. 4th down coming up.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
The Lions readying for the punch. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he gets it away from his end zone. And the fair catch brought in right at the 40. Now Baltimore returning its offense to the field of play. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. The Ravens in a very good field position as they come up 1st and 10. Henry gets it here to start the drive. And he's going to be brought down in enemy territory now at the 46. That's going to go as a gain of 13 yards. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
A run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know it can set the table for more.
First and 10 now from the 46. Jackson keeping it himself. Great run here. He's across the 35. And he gets this all the way inside the red zone, down at the 19. That's going to pick up the first down after a gain of 26.
And just in case this offense didn't have enough to contend with, now you got to worry about a quarterback that could do what he just did. Tote the ball himself for a big run.
Offense getting set. Here's first and 10. Flying down the middle with Henry. And second down is going to be a good bit tougher. He can't even get back to the line. This play loses yards.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Changing it up here, Jackson. Short pass brought in. And he'll go down here at the 16.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. They'll throw 3rd and long. Setting up the screen. Jukes away from one. And they are on him short of that first down. They responded quickly to that throw. That brings up 4th down.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL, everybody on the field's thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that 3rd down?
Slot receivers headed left. This one left for Lamar. And forget the marker, Brock. He's not even making it back to the line. They're turning this over on downs.
Whether they were keyed on him expecting that run, or in case of a throw, it worked either way for the defense. When the QB broke for the line, they broke with him, and they drug him down short of the sticks.
The Detroit offense getting ready for its next drive. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. All right, Lions just about ready. 1st and 10. Going wide receiver run to start this series. And he's got him 6 yards on that carry. It's 2nd down.
I know that jet sweep didn't result in a home run, a splash play, Kate. That's a body blow. And boxers, they love to go to the body because if they do it enough, they know that knockout can come.
7 yards on that last play, so this is 2nd and 3. Motioning the tight end now. This is Gibbs on 2nd down. He dodged the tackle. And he's nearly going to get the first down, Brock. It looks like this one makes it up to about the 21-yard line.
The 21-yard line. A 2-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Third down, 1 yard to go. Running for the marker, it's Gibbs. Oh, they're on him quick. He's not going to get the yard they need, Brock. He only gets back to the line. That's going to bring up 4th down.
It's weird to say, and it certainly won't show up on the stat sheet, but I want to give a lot of credit to that runner. Even though it didn't gain a yard, it actually took a heck of an effort just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Punting unit out now. Jack Fox will kick it away. Signaling fair catch, and he takes it in at the 37. Now the Ravens all set for another possession. They liked how that drive was going, but the ending, the turnover on downs, yeah, that's something they'll try to rewrite on this series. Great spot to start a drive in here. Ravens set it up 1st and 10. Putting a receiver in motion. They go play fake with Jackson. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And it's going to be 2nd down.
Yikes, as that pass falls to the ground, Kate, you kind of just sense their desperation, just kind of oozing out of them. Running out of time to start connecting on more of these and really break open the scoring in a way they just have not been able to do so far.
From the gun, Jackson. Pass into the hands of Devontae Walker. And he's all the way across midfield, down inside that 45-yard line. So 20 yards on that play. And that's going to be a Baltimore first.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Dumped off to his running back. And they're all over that screen, Brock. Didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage.
I know coordinator and quarterback going to be upset with that 1st down because you call a screen on 1st, you're thinking stay ahead of schedule. Even a minimal gain to stay on pace, but instead, that defense creates a negative play and sets them back behind the sticks.
Lamar throwing again. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. That was Zay Flowers, the intended receiver. So now it's going to be 3rd and long. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Looks great initially, but he is short on that 1st down marker. They rallied to him in time to force the 4th down.
I know on the stat sheet, Kate, that shows up as passing yards, but any defensive coordinator will take it. Understanding down and distance and keeping that offense short of the sticks.
A full quarter to go, but they feel like they got to make their move now. They are going for this. Fourth down, he calls his own number on the option. And this one is doomed in a big way. Went in the wrong direction, and they can just keep going the wrong direction. Get off the field, boys. That's a turnover on downs.
Hey, I am all for aggression. You get 4 downs, go for it. But I do have to wonder here, Kate, after being denied once again, is there going to be a trust level on that sidelines to go for it the next time they get this shot?
The Lions getting ready to return to the field. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner. So hopefully this one has some better legs to it. Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. Goff back to throw. Big strike here to Williams. Just after the catch, he is hit and stopped. A nice gain, though, down to the enemy 41. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
Move the chains! Got to move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
One play in, Brock, and this drive is already into enemy territory. They'll toss it to Gibbs. And this one's going the wrong way. Nice win for that defense as they send him backwards.
You know, we love to talk about corners, those corners that both love to tackle and cover. It's kind of the same thing with these defensive ends. Most of them love sacks. They love rushing the quarterback. But those that run down a toss play like that, they separate themselves from others.
Shotgun snap here to Goff. And that's incomplete. We've got a flag down, and there was contact, but is this going to go against the offense? So they had the incompletion, but the defense decides they'd rather take the penalty and the yards and play that down again. From the gun, Goff. Finds him on the crossing route. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
Goff now on 3rd down. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And that short field pass, Brock, is held to the short field. It's going to be 4th and short.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
On 4th down, the Lions going to try to put 3 on the board here with Jake Bates. From the left hash, this will be from 50. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that extends their lead to 14.
The wind was at a sails, Kate, and it certainly helped that football fly true and right down the middle. And from that distance, to hit with that accuracy is one impressive shot.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Wallace with a return here. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Ravens to the line now. 1st and 10. The drive begins with Henry. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup.
All right, we've reached the final quarter of Monday Night Prime Time. It's the Ravens' ball. They come in trailing, but that lead is within reach. Four yards on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 6. Here's Lamar. He can run it. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
That's just a case where you're trying to make something when there really is nothing there. There just wasn't an opening for him to work with, and he was lucky to get what he could.
So now here's 3rd and 5. Now it's Lamar. Likely's got it right side. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
14 yards. That's good for a Baltimore 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
1st and 10 now from the 46. Hill now from the gun. Trying to make it happen, but no luck. This goes backwards on 1st down. Their dominance against his ground game rolls on, Brock. Add another stop to what's going to be some real nice film for them to watch.
How many times do you think in your lifetime, Kate, you've heard from a defensive coordinator, job number 1 is?
Stop the run.
And they've been doing it.
Lamar back to throw. Looking for him on the screen there, but it's incomplete. So 2nd down produces nothing. Back to the huddle they go for 3rd down.
As a quarterback, you love when that screen pass is called. At least I used to. And you want to attract that defense and all those guys coming after you. But you also got to find a throwing lane. And he couldn't do it on that one.
Jackson now on 3rd. Put the body on the line for his team.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Man in motion here. Designed run, Jackson keeping it. And he is stuffed at the line. They don't get the yard they need, and they're going to catch a breather. They turn it over on downs.
Well, I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the fourth. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
The offense headed out now for Detroit. They're up by 2 scores, Brock, but we've got some time left, so they still need to mount a drive here. Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. Now Goff. Underneath, hits Gibbs. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Handoff running left. Here's Gibbs. Oh, man, nothing for him again, Brock. It has been a struggle all game as this one's quickly mocked up, too. Man, some of these middle backers are so impressive these days, Brock. No problems at all for him to range downhill and cut that play down behind the line.
Kind of the calling card of the position played today. They're not as big as they once were, but boy, can they run. As you said, whether it's downhill or sideline to sideline like that.
Goff out of the gun on 3rd. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. It's a gain of 11 there, and that picks up the 1st.
That's good for a Lions 1st down.
Well, things weren't about to end after the first hit or the second. This tight end had a vision for what he wanted to happen after the catch, and he was going to take on all comers to try to make it a reality.
Straight ahead with Gibbs. And hopefully a bit of a wake-up for their ground game. It's a solid pickup there on the play. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. That's why they got the home run derby. But you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you get runs of that length. It may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
They stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. Give him 13 on that play. And the Lions have a 1st down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
So a new set of downs. Here we go. 1st and 10. They kick the running back in motion. They're just going to let the clock run out and take this delay.
Delay of game, offense.
Man in motion wasn't set in time, just couldn't get a snap away before the play clock expired.
Still 1st down.
So they should be a little prompter in snapping this, you'd hope, Brock, after that delay of game. Out of the shotgun, Goff. Pass is caught at the 9! And the stop is made 3 yards from the end zone. It's going to be 1st and goal.
A gain of 20 more yards. That's another Detroit Lions.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
1st and goal now as they try to pad this lead. From the red zone now. Screen here for Gibbs. And that right there is the start of what could be a goal line stand. They hit him for a loss on 1st and goal.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
Backed up to the 8 here. It's 2nd and goal. Throwing again. Here's Goff. He's got it. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Big play coming up here as everyone gets set for 3rd and goal. They put a receiver in motion right. On 3rd and goal, Goff. Can't find anyone open, and he's forced to throw it away.
Incomplete.
There's not a quarterback alive that enjoys throwing it away on 3rd down. But that's a good case right there of live to play another day. Live to play another series and don't put the ball in harm's way.
Man, they're really trying to pile it on here. The offense staying out there on 4th and goal. They'll go for it. Goff. And he won't come through on 4th and goal. So this one will not get it done. They're going to turn this over on down.
It's a turnover.
We see the Ravens making their way out now. And after they were stopped on 4th down their prior possession, Brock, you got to wonder if they're going to be confident enough to go for it again if they get to that point here. Baltimore offense to the line now. 1st and 10. Henry running to the left. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play.
That right there, my friends, is exactly the kind of pressure and intensity you expect from a defense each of these next 2 snaps as well. They want to keep you pinned right there against your own end zone and force you into a very risky punt.
1st down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. Setting him on the dive. And his fight good enough to gain about 4. It's 3rd down.
That call right there was all about setting up an easier 3rd down. Sure, you could have potentially gotten the 1st down, Kate, but now you've opened up your playbook on 3rd down that much more.
Defense nearing a stop. Need to hold once more here on 3rd down. They'll throw. 3rd and long. Passes, man. It's cut by Andrews. And they're not going to bring him down until he reaches, looks like, the 28. They got 21 yards on the play. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
From the pistol, Henry. And he gets this one up to the 40-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's going to be a Baltimore 1st.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine. And that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
One of the tight ends motioning left. Lamar's going to keep this one. Rolling into enemy territory. And he has this down to the 34. That's going to pick up the 1st down after a gain of 26.
When they draw up these plays for the quarterback, these are the type of results they're expecting, Kate. Something that could tear a hole in the defense, move the chains, and just as importantly, and maybe most importantly, put a seed of doubt and thought into that defensive mind that the QB can run at any time.
Couldn't find a completion on 1st down.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
Ball still on that 34-yard line, 2nd and 10. Jackson keeping it himself. Solid work on his part. Gets 7 there. It's still 3rd down.
Not that he needed to, but he'll always try and remind people that he's a threat running it in addition to slinging it all over the field.
Drive has gone 8 plays now as they face 3rd and 3. Lamar now from the gun. He's making a bid for it. He's going to be stopped, but not before dealing some damage. He's down to the 12. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
When a play breaks down, every once in a while, you got to be able to make a play with your legs. His offense counts on that ability to evade pressure and occasionally make plays just like that one.
They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning left for them. We've got 1st and 10. From the red zone on 1st. And this one won't be caught, but we got a flag here. Looked like there may have been some early contact before that throw arrived. Well, the pass interference might have prevented the touchdown there, but it gives this offense the yards and a great chance to punch it in anyway. They'll run here following the penalty. So some defensive initiative in that goal to go, Brock. They take him down behind the line. 2nd and goal coming up.
4-yard loss on the play. 2nd and goal at the 5-yard line.
That's the 2-minute warning here from Baltimore. Ravens 14 points back. Another chance at it on 2nd and goal, still from the 5. Play action now with Jackson. And this is cut for a score, and we are not done here yet. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw up plays that have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
Here's Loop for the point after.
Extra point.
The point after splits the uprights. And the Ravens chop the lead in half. It's down to 7.
Ravens 17.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Here comes Williams on the return. Good work so far. He's got room. All right, some good work on that run back, Brock. He gets this to the 33. The Lions offense returning to the field. Their lead still more than a field goal, thankfully, should the worst happen, Brock. But obviously the goal here is to hang on to the ball and try to run this game out.
Yeah, the goal is to get to the best formation in the history of offensive football. The victory formation.
The victory formation.
That is all that you're thinking right now is just make these plays, run out this clock so we could take one more knee and celebrate.
I'll start on the ground with Gibbs. And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down.
You know, Kate, that might be a little bit of a disappointing run to him. He wanted more. They always do. But that's exactly what they were after offensively to get this drive moving.
They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6. They're going to pass it here. Downfield, this finds St. Brown. And he's taken down, but not before he has this all the way to the opposing 40. Now we're going to have a timeout taken by Baltimore. It's 2nd. And they'll have just one left to burn now.
At the 40-yard line.
From the 40-yard line now, this is 1st and 10. Oh, Brock, look at this. He's setting up to throw it. Completed to his running back. And he's going to be hit, sent out after about a gain of 1, maybe 2 yards there.
Ooh, he knew he was going to pay for throwing that. I knew it from up here in the booth watching that happen. But that's an experienced quarterback. If that first primary target isn't there, make sure you find your safety valve. And that got them some yards, so taking that shot, well, it was not for nothing.
Back to throw. Checks it down to Gibbs. And this one does not go far. Timeout taken by the Ravens. That is their final one. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call is going to be on third down.
Making that throw into double coverage to a running back, I don't want to live off of that, and I certainly am not going to count on it. But give some credit to the effort it took to make that catch with a whole bunch of bodies around him.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. The tight end going in motion right. 3rd down run by Gibbs. And he will have the Lions first down, and they can start to celebrate now. This one's over.
A gain of 9 yards. And the Lions first down.
Ask for a little bit more on that one. That's that running back to come up with more than he's used to on 3rd down. He made it look like just another day at the office. I wouldn't expect every conversion to go as smoothly, but he sure made that one look routine.
So the Lions get the win on the road. This is the type of game everyone was hoping they'd see when they entered this stadium, Brock, you and I included. A close one that went all the way down to the final whistle.
And Kay, this is one of the bigger adjustments a college player has to make to the NFL. In college, you get a lot of blowouts. The NFL, every game you get calloused because you know more often than not they'll be like this, a one-possession game that's not about how you start. It's all about how you finish.
So that'll do it for this one. With Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. It's a win for the Lions as we say so long from Baltimore.